Someone's got to speak up, and it's scary because bad people have friends. There's a real problem, though, when a really bad actor has friends, and a bad actor really should be alone. And I got a story to tell you about it. It was a Halloween party. It was a costume party. Sometime in like 2004, maybe, can't say. We had a guy that needed to get kicked out. He was a problem. We were talking about it. We had to confront him. I told him myself, like, you can't talk to women like that. What are you doing? I think probably you should get out of here. Hey, are you his friend? You should get him out of here. It's going to become a problem. He's up to no good. Eventually, we got his friends to get him outside, and we thought that we were good. We were like celebrating. So one of our buddies in the house, I'm not sure who it was. It may have been the host. Anyways, maybe he went out there to tell him he better leave because the cops are going to be on the way. I don't know exactly. Maybe he went out there to try to kick his ass because he deserved it. But anyways, it didn't go well. The offender, the guy that we got out of the party, he laid some punches, but took no punches. And I'll tell you why. It's because he had friends. It turned into a shit show. It turned into an all-out brawl. I got my eyebrow split. One of my buddies got his nice glasses destroyed. The dude who went out there, he ended up in the fetal position. We had to drag him back in through the front door, and we had to lock all the doors of the house. And the cops were called. The reason this occurred is because of his friends. They weren't happy about the situation they were in. They were trying to, number one, control their friend, who was belligerent and a danger. He's an absolute bad actor. They knew it. They were trying to control him, but also they were trying to keep him from getting his ass kicked. So the sequence of events was something like this. They're holding the good guy back. They're stopping the good guy from beating up their friend. And whilst doing that, their friend slips past them and beats up the good guy. And then they control him again. So he's got this bubble around him of probably, I think there were like 4 guys, and they were alternating, protecting him from others and then trying to control him. No, he kept slipping through, laying punches, and then they would grab him by the shirt, and then they would hold back the guy who's trying to retaliate. So he was buffered from getting what he deserved by his friends who really didn't even want to be in that situation. We know these guys didn't want to be in the situation because they were willing to like get him out of the house party into the front yard. It ended up going to court. And the guy who was drunk, assaulting people, being terrible, the one who got kicked out of the party for good reason, turns out he came from money. And he paid for the hospital bills for the guy, bought glasses for the guy, and I don't think he got charges. I think he already had some record. But so this was a house party. We were just being people, dudes, drinking beers. You know, we're not in our best minds. So we can be forgiven because shit happens. But our leaders should have some integrity and dignity, and they should know what's right and wrong, and they should definitely think for themselves and not go in for something that is wrong. Our leaders now are not half-drunk, dumb dudes at a Halloween party. If your guy is such a badass, let him stand for himself. Let him manage the consequences of his own stuff. Don't protect him. Don't get in the way. Don't hold him back. Let him have his consequences. So the moral of the story is, bad guys should not have friends. They shouldn't have friends who are going to put themselves in jeopardy to take care of a guy who doesn't deserve their loyalty. And I'm afraid that that's what's happening now. You got to stand up against the bully. You got to stand up for what's right, even if he happens to have friends. You got to have faith that in the end he'll be alone, because because that's how it does work out. I have faith in that.